Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. It's Keren here from tuppandscolour.co.uk, and I've got another one of my series of pop-up and kinetic cards today. And today's is more of, it's almost an album. It's a pop-up cube card, and it doesn't look very cuboid at the moment, does it? Well, I suppose it is called cuboid because it is 3D. So you've got a nice little sleeve, but when you pull out what's inside, it automatically pops up into a card, and there's a little furball sentiment on it. It's not as difficult to make as you might think, so if you want to stick with me, I will show you how I did it. This is a piece of pool party cardstock, which I've cut to 9 inches wide by 6.5 inches deep, and I'm going to score it at 3 inches and again at 6 inches, and then I'm going to turn to the opposite orientation, and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 3.5 inches, and I'm also going to score at the 3 inch mark just as far as that little score there. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to score at the 3.5 mark. I'm going to score it to there. So when I've done that, take that out of the way just for a second, and I'm going to bring in my embossing mat. So on the part of the card, I don't know if you can see that, so you've got a score, you've got 2 lines close together, and then you've got a large square. Can you see the scores on that? Just about. On this part here, I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to score from corner to corner. Oops, that slipped. And I'm going to do the same on from the middle out, but this time I'm only going to score as far as that score line I made. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. I'm going to score from corner to corner, and then from the corner of that square up to the line that I just scored. Okay. So now I have lines, I've got score lines there, and there, and there, and there, 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 there. Oh, there's one more thing I want to do before I put my tool away, and that is on this line that I scored here, this little 1/2 inch bit. I want to get my centering ruler. I want to make just a little mark in the middle, of this piece here, just so that it will help me in a minute or so. Okay, so that's not very central. Never mind, it's going to be covered up. Let's do it. That's more like it. Don't worry, it's all going to be covered up. All will be revealed shortly. So I'm going to take this away now, and I'm going to cut away that piece and that piece, and this whole area and this whole area, and I'll come back to you in a little while when I've done that. Right, so here are my 2 pieces of card, which I've now cut into the shape, and each of these is going to make half of the cube. So whatever I'm going to do to one, I'm going to do to the other. So I'm just going to start by demonstrating on this one to begin with. So we're going to go ahead and burnish all of these score lines that we made. And you will notice that I have put the sticky strip on in readiness, and it does need to be sticky strip rather than, rather than trying to do it with snail. You could do it with wet glue, but you probably won't want to, as you will see. Now this is going I'm not going to stick it together just yet though, because we need to add the magic that makes the pop happen. And this is it. It's elastic band. Common or garden elastic band. You need to make sure that your elastic band isn't too long, because it needs to, when the cube is popped up, it needs to pull back into shape so that it pulls the sides of the cube together. And the way that we're putting it on is, believe it or not, with needle and thread. Common or garden. I've got linen thread. Whatever you do, it does need to be a strong thread. So if you're using ordinary sewing cotton, I would double it up, and if you've got some beeswax, I would definitely run it through the beeswax. It does need to be strong. So get my sticky strip in. And remember that little do you remember that little dent that we put in the card when we were measuring? That little one mark that was about halfway there. That is where we're going to sew through. And I'm going to get a little tiny bit of sticky strip. Not too much, just about half an inch. And I'm going to put that just below that little dent. And take off the backing, because that is going to hold the end of the thread so that I don't have to bother with knots or anything like that. So I'm going to go, oops, all the way through. Now don't worry about this. I put this on the right side. I did make a prototype with it on the wrong side and did lots of work and then cut through the elastic when I went to cut the thread. So I decided that, you know, safety first is better. So this is going to be the inside of my card. So I'm just going to take a couple of passes through the elastic band. Oops. Try again. Sticky strip, do your stuff. And again, the finished article will have it'll have paper and you know, an embellishment on the top of it, so this won't be seen at all. So a couple of stitches through. Yeah. And cut off the end. And secure it on the sticky strip. And I have some quilter's masking tape around here somewhere. I'm going to put a little bit of quilter's masking tape over the top. It could be another bit of sticky strip, just to make sure, to be sure. So now I've done that, I can go ahead and I can make it my half cube. And no, I didn't want to do that at all. No, I didn't. Oh, come back. I didn't want to do that at all. That's not what I wanted to do. So put the put that back on. Oopsie. This is what I wanted to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to join that. That's the bit that's going to join onto the other half of the cube when I finish making that one. Okay, so very, very carefully, because the better you fit this onto, the better your cube will be. Out of the way until I've got, and you may kind of need to you know, depends how accurate your cutting is, and I'm not very good at cutting, so you need to finesse this a little bit, and there you are, and that then will fold flat. Alright, that's the easy side. Now I've got to try and do the same thing to join it to this side. So I'm going to take a pause here because depending on how much I swear when I'm doing it, I may need to show you here's one I did earlier, but we'll give it a try. So back up the way, elastic out of the way, and now coming in, and I'm catching the elastic, and this is where it's going to get difficult to see. So there you go, and let's pull it, cut stitches through. And once more for that. 3 tries for a Welshman, or in this case a Welshwoman. There you go, stick that down, snip it off, put that on the side, and you could just, a little bit of quilter's tape is what I had handy. You could put another bit of sticky strip, you could put just ordinary, ordinary sticky tape over the top. And should have burnished these before. Never mind. No mind. Yeah, no one was harmed. And let's make it this half of the box. This stuff is evil. Absolutely evil. Okay, so now I'm going to again, this can be a little bit fiddly. Into that side fits into that, and that piece of sticky strip that I uncovered first, I should have left till last. So soon. And this now is going to fit together. Just scratch that fat and burnish on my edges. Now it's time to decorate the pop-up cube, and I've cut some pieces of Blushing Bride DSP. Now the cube is 3 inches by 3 inches because that's what we folded it on. So I've cut the DSP to 2 3/4 inches square, and I'm going to attach this. There's no need for sticky strip because this is just paper. Going to go ahead and just cover that on. Try and get it lined up. This one. This is such a pretty colour. I really do like this dusky pink. Fortunately, snail is reasonably forgiving as long as you don't burnish it down. Okay, better. Now I'll burnish it down. That's 2. Put the snail on the right side, and again, you see it covers up the sewing, and no one will know. If you didn't want to sew, you could, I don't know, you could, try sticking strong tape on the inside, but to be honest, I think sewing is probably the easiest. We're not asking for beautiful embroidery or anything like that, we're just asking for a couple of ordinary straight stitches. Okay. And that's the last one. Now I have taken some photographs of my beloved cat. Her name is Mystique, or Misty for short, and I cut out some of the, punched out some of the 2 3/8 inch circles with the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, which is a nice chunky beast, and I cut out the pictures with the 2 inch circle punch. These punches are really, really good. I am loving Stampin' Up's punches because they will go through card without any worries at all. So I cut 4 of the scallop circles, because the 4th one is going to have the sentiment on it. And the sentiment is coming from the You Little Furball set from Stampin' Up. Which I had to have it when I saw it. I had to have it because, being a cat lover, as I am, they do a dog one as well. I think it's called It's a Dog's Life. So I have my sentiment mounted onto my clear block, and I am using crisp cantaloupe ink, which, oops, it happens sometimes that they do fall off, usually because your block isn't clean enough. But if you really care, I find that giving them a good clean with hand sanitizer or alcohol, rubbing alcohol, surgical spirit, will do the trick. If it doesn't, you can put a little bit of 2-way adhesive on there. Right, so I'm going to make sure I stamp this with enough room around it. Oops, I've smashed it there. There we go, You Little Furball. Am I happy with that? Don't think I am. No, I'm going to do it again. That's better. I can use that for a piece of scrap or something else. So, in with my 2 inch circle punch, and let's centre that up. Like that, out of the way, and the snail again. There you are, that's centred on there. So, right, do I want to raise these up or do I want them flat? I think I'm going to have them raised. I think, yeah. So, get my Stampin' Dimensionals on the back here. When I'm filming, I'm always half expecting that, you know, she is going to make a personal appearance, because she does love to be in. She does love to be in the midst of whatever it is you're doing, and she's quite often sitting on the edge of the table, watching what I'm doing, which is Rather funny. Okay. She's actually, in this one, she's actually going that way because she's sleeping on top of the box. There she is. I am really liking these colours together. That is, being Persians, they always look a bit grumpy. Okay, so I want to make sure. Right, so I want, because I want the you little fur ball to be on that side. That's right. Yeah, they always look very grumpy. Persians do, and they're actually such sweet-natured cats. They are so lovely. And if you don't like cats, I'm very sorry. They are real pussycats, actually. Okay, so there she goes. That's her happy face. And the last one of all is the little sentiment, you little fur ball. There she is. And it. So what I need to do now is to make a little box to keep this in, a little box envelope, if you like. But that'll be part 2. So for now, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. All the materials that I've used have been made by Stampin Up. If you want to see the materials that I've used, then hop over to my blog, which is www.tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and there'll be a link to this project on my blog, and I'll also give a diagram of how it actually all goes together, so that you don't have to try and rely on my explanations. So if you want to shop online with me, also details are below my blog. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.